Welcome to another Japan video. Today we continue our adventures in Kyoto and we will also visit Uji, the capital of matcha. For the place we're visiting today, people always recommend to wake up extremely early and beat most of the crowds. Unfortunately, tourists are taking this recommendation more and more, and therefore you will still find people even at 4, 5 and 6 a.m. Taking this into account, we did not see a very good reason to wake up so early, and so we arrived around 8:45 or a quarter to 9 a.m. This is Fushimi Inari Taisha, and it's one of the most famous shrines in Kyoto and lately one of the most well-known by tourists in Japan. This shrine is located at the sacred Mount Inari, which is 233 meters above sea level and has trails up the mountain which span 4 kilometers and take approximately 2 hours to walk up. The place is famous thanks to its thousands of red torii gates that give life to these endless red tunnels. People will tell you to continue your way up if you want to avoid crowds and other visitors. But more and more visitors are taking this advice, and so there were very brief moments in which we were all by ourselves. I would also like to note that even though there is a way up and a way down, some people do the climb on an opposite direction, meaning that you might encounter someone coming down as you're going up on the same stairs. This would occasionally interrupt my filming, but if you're patient enough, you can achieve at least a few shots with no people on them. But reality looked more like this: constantly walking among a crowd, having to overtake standing people, and having to dodge people coming in the wrong direction. Constant murmur of many different languages with brief moments where we had a bit more of space and silence. The higher we go, the less people that were around, but still there were barely any moments that we had to ourselves, and so this visit became a sensory nightmare. In all fairness, I became quite overwhelmed with the people, the climb itself, and the top being so underwhelming that I stopped filming. only to grab my camera at the very end of the trail to film some cute cuts. How can I not? After taking a very crowded train, we ended up in Uji, not only to try its famous matcha, but to also visit the Byodo-In Temple. This temple is featured on the 100 yen coin, and the whole place is really beautiful and well taken care of. As the place requires a paid entrance to visit, there is less people around. It is definitely a temple that I would recommend visiting. The following morning, we embarked in the early morning hours to visit the famous pagoda in Kyoto. Tried out the coffee at Percentage Arabica and strolled around the streets of the pagoda until crowds tired us out. As we would miss out on visiting the famous Arayishama Bamboo Forest, we tried to look out for any other alternatives where we could experience the bamboo forest. And this is how we found out that the Kodaiji Temple has one. The Kodaiji Temple is a Buddhist temple located very close to the Kyoto Pagoda. And so this means you can get a small experience of the bamboo forest without having to travel all the way to Arayama. It is also much less crowded. The temple also consists of other buildings you can visit. And as you can see, we were one of the only people around, meaning we could stop and take photos, videos, and enjoy the place without being interrupted. After this visit, we stopped for some food and drinks and spent some time speaking with one of the waiters. He told us to visit a shrine that has a magical and special stone in it. And so that is how we ended up at the Yasui Konpira-gu. The shrine itself is quite small. Inside there is a big stone covered with papers and a round hole that goes through it. This is the Enkiri Enmusubi Power Stone. It is believed to have Enkiri powers, meaning that this stone helps to cut ties and make new connections. You can see me performing the famous ritual of this place. All in all, we really liked our visit to this hidden shrine. It is a true gem that is still unknown to many visitors, and I highly encourage you to visit this place if you're ever in Kyoto. If you're interested in more hidden gems or want to know more about my whole itinerary in Japan, I prepared a Japan travel guide that you can find linked on the description of this video. And this concludes our visit in Kyoto. As you can see, there are still many temples and places that we missed during our visit, so we really look forward to visiting another time. Thank you for watching and being here, and see you in my next Japan video.